So, hi, my name's Alexandra Bassett, and I'm a professional dog trainer here in Los Angeles. And I'm here tonight with Kate and Chris, my clients, because their puppy Akio has separation anxiety. So, how are you guys tonight?
We're good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Doing great. Here's little Akio, our little patient in training.
Very excited.
So could you tell us when you first noticed that Akio has the symptoms of dog separation anxiety?
Yeah, so we got him when he was 11 weeks old, and initially, we spent time with him. We kind of prepared him for being alone, but then we would leave and we had a camera set up and we would see he'd be kind of upset. But over time it was getting a little bit better. It got down to just a couple minutes that he would be upset. And then we went on vacation for a couple weeks. And after the 2 weeks we were away, and we were with him pretty much the whole time, when we left, it was just a completely different level of kind of panic when we left. And he would be yelping and whining and barking and really high pitched. And it would go on for 40
At
minutes.
least,
Yeah, and we would see it on there, and we thought, well, maybe we'll give it a few weeks, but then it just wasn't getting any better. And
if anything, it escalated.
Yeah, and he would start to notice kind of little triggers when we would leave.
He would catch on to whenever we would give him a Kong when we would leave. He would kind of, he would understand that was like, okay, it means we're going now. So.
And yeah.
And he would he start barking or whining?
He would start barking immediately. Yeah, as soon as the Kong would come out, he would start flipping out. If I was putting my jacket on, if I was getting my keys out or putting my shoes on, all of those were kind of just triggering him to go nuts.
And you also have a camera too, so you were able to see remotely what was going on as well.
Which I guess is good and bad, but yeah, we were able to see, and we would check up on him, and we were kind of thinking, okay, well, he'll settle down, but then sometimes even after he would settle down, we'd check back a little while later after he wakes up, he would kind of be panicking again more. But yeah, so it wasn't getting any better at all on its own.
No.
Yeah, and usually it doesn't unless you do something about it. So. Dogs with separation anxiety are acting out adaptive survival mechanisms that all mammals possess. So when a baby is cold or hungry, they cry. When a puppy is separated from their family, they can turn into little homing devices and start barking and whining cyclically to call their pack members back. Or they feel the need to try to follow the pack, so they desperately try to get out of the apartment. So when these behaviors kick in, your dog does go into a state of panic, and usually the behavior just escalates. So what we want to try to achieve is to completely override that response with the training. So the first steps are starting the process or laying the groundwork for helping Akio to start to calm down on his own through initially a training called Doggie Decompression, which we'll do together, and then alone training, which is all about changing how he feels about the process of you going through your departure routine. And the common denominator with both trainings is that we are getting Akio to practice settling himself down over and over again until he can do it himself. So Doggie Decompression is a training that it starts the process of inducing a dog to settle down on their own, and it's done using a gait, a pen, or a tether. We're going to use a gait this evening, and basically it places a dog in a situation where they're experiencing a little bit of stress because they would prefer to be on the same side of the gate or the pen as us. But the only way that they will be let out is if they settle themselves into a down. And so that settle down process is really important for dogs that have a tendency towards feeling anxious when they're stressed out, and just lays the groundwork for reinforcing or for getting Akio to practice settling down. So we're going to put him behind the gate, and I have some treats here. I'm going to step through the gate and coax him back initially and just put some treats down to create a positive association with coming back there, because we're going to do this a few times. And then an essential aspect of the training is to stay nearby to give the puppy or the dog some comfort that they haven't been completely left alone. But it's important not to engage with the puppy, not to look at them or talk to them in any way, and wait for them to go through a settle down process before you let them out from behind the gate. And then once they are down, we'll open the gate, and the reinforcement for settling down is that the dog or puppy wins their freedom. So it's basically a waiting game. And basically this is all about starting the process of teaching a puppy to calm down in response to stress.
Now, is this the part where we're waiting for him to lay down?
Exactly.
Okay.
Great, so Akio just laid down and he looks pretty relaxed. He's not crying or whining, so I'm going to let him out from behind the gate. So the reinforcement for calming down is winning his freedom again. And because he didn't really have such a bad experience back there, I'm going to put him back there again right away. Just dropping some treats down initially. And it's the same process again. So your presence nearby helps give your puppy enough comfort to be able to relax and settle down. So it's essential for this part of the training to stay close by, but to also withdraw any and all engagement. So no eye contact, no talking to your puppy, and it's best to maybe turn your side body to your puppy as well. Still hoovering up the little bits of treats that are there.
He will eat any and all food.
Yeah. I bring the good treats too. So it is a waiting game, so if you did have a dog or a puppy that was crying or whining, you would want to wait that out until they relax. But Akio's in a down, so we're going to let him out again. Good boy.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just do it one more time. 3 times is a charm. So this process of a dog going from a sit to a down does activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's an essential aspect of starting to affect your dog's brain chemistry. And so when a dog has separation anxiety, the instinctive primal part of the brain is activated. So we want to activate the part of the brain that regulates relaxation until that can become the part of the brain that's active when Akio finds that he's left by himself.
Makes sense.
So we're just waiting for that process to happen. And so we could let him out from behind the gate right now, and we will, but essentially if someone was starting this process new, once your puppy has calmed down several times behind the gate, maybe 3 to 5 times behind the gate, you can then leave your puppy back there, and you would want to give your puppy something to do while they're in their doggy decompression area. So you can give them a Kong stuffed with something, or a bone to chew on, or a digestible chew to keep them busy while you stay on the other side of the barrier, so that your puppy starts to learn to spend time by themselves while you're around. So it's a essential first step towards cutting the umbilical cord for your puppy, where they can start to learn to spend time by themselves when you're no longer here.